No more than 3 ounces of liquids. Everything has to fit into a small sandwich bag. Take your shoes off when you go through security, and it's going to cost you to check your luggage. Sounds fun to fly, right? Well, it doesn't have to be that difficult, even though some rules have changed. And this morning, we're going to give you some tips on how to make travel a little bit easier. And the perfect people to talk about that are the ones who are traveling and flying all the time. Flight attendants. And joining me this morning, Bobby, Lori, and Sarah Cagle, who have started a website called thecrewloungepodcast.com, where you give people tips all the time. Great to have you here.
Thanks so much for having us.
Well, talk a little bit about your website, where the idea came from, and what kind of information you give people.
The idea was actually Sarah's. She contacted, we both have travel blogs, and you can find them both actually at InFlightTeam.com. And she had this idea to have a podcast where we talk about travel and our jobs and basically bridge the communication gap between passengers and flight attendants so that this way everyone's travel experience is more enjoyable.
It's nice to do that too, because I think, does it surprise you that a lot of people still aren't savvy when it comes to traveling, Sarah?
It does. There's a lot of things that seem like common sense, but when you step back and realize that people don't do it every day, they may travel just once a year, then it wouldn't be, because you're just concerned with getting yourself out the door, not with exactly what you're going to be doing during the day.
Yeah, so it's important to have a little bit of patience too.
Yes, it is. Especially nowadays.
Yes. Well, you brought some examples of different things we can go through. So first of all, let's start with the suitcase. And you know, a lot of times I don't check my luggage at all. Whether it's a 10-day trip or a 2-day trip, I'm going to fit it in this size. But that's because I travel a lot.
Right.
For the people at home who don't, what are your tips here?
Well, this is a 22-inch rollerboard. This size bag will fit in any overhead compartment on any aircraft flying out there today. So this is what it looks like open. That's what it looks like closed. So this, you get an idea of size. 22 inches, generally speaking, will be perfect. When you pack in your rollerboard, because you don't want to check a bag because most airlines are charging for that nowadays, you want to roll your clothes. Rolling your clothes frees up so much space in your bag. You have, this is packed for 4 days.
Oh, good to know. Okay, I don't roll my clothes, but I'll try to give that a try.
It works, and it also keeps them. It also keeps them crisp and clean. So this way, it just fits better.
Okay.
And other than using an amenity bag for cosmetics, which is what I'm sure you do, in here for me, I put electronic device cords and chargers. So this way, it keeps everything together, everything in one place, and it keeps everything nice and neat.
Any tips for when you're about to walk right through that check line? I mean, you have your bag. I mean, in terms of like how to be dressed, is there a certain way you should be dressed to make it easy?
I would dress wearing shoes and socks, because you do have to take your shoes off, so you don't want to walk on the floor barefoot, so make sure you're wearing something at least on your feet.
Okay.
Another quick tip for security, actually, is to leave your Ziploc bag in an easy accessible location, so that this way you're not holding up the security line when you're trying to fumble and get it out.
Yes, good idea. And you can fit a lot of things.
You can fit a lot in here.
Stuff them in. Yeah. Nobody says it can't be puffy.
And that's and that's my next best tip. You know, you want to try to fit as much as you can in here. So there's this company called Lush, and they make these 2 products. This is actually a solid shampoo, and this is a solid lotion.
Oh.
So the shampoo
They work?
They do work. They do work. The solid shampoo you just rub on your hair just like you would a bar of soap, and the lotion the same. You just rub on your skin, and it frees up space in your liquid bag because now 2 liquids are solids.
Okay, moving along. Okay, so we have our this carry-on, and we're talking about other smaller carry-ons.
Well, remember, you're only allowed 2 carry-ons unless you're a parent. Then the diaper bag's exempt. So, and also remember, if your child has a seat, that you get 2 more bags.
Okay. There are some things that happen when you're on the plane in terms of rules and regulations. All right, I'm going to tell you right now. Been on a charter flight, and people are on their cell phones and they were on their iPods and they did whatever they want. So then I get on a regular plane and they're like, put everything away. It's like you think that the plane's going to go down if you're on your phone or if you're listening to your music. Why do you have those? Why are those rules there?
The rule for electronic devices is not only for interference with the aircraft, but also so that you can hear us in case of an emergency. You don't want to be tuned into your music if we're starting to yell commands at you, so it's a good idea to be tuned into what we're saying. Well,
I know you brought more tips, but we ran out of time. The good thing is you have these tips right online for people to see. I think it's a great idea of something that you started, so it can be easier to travel. Just log onto their website, thecrewloungepodcast.com, and you're going to have all kinds of simple tips, so it doesn't have to be so frustrating.
Exactly.
Thank you both so much for being here. Thank you for having